Greetings everybody and welcome to episode 8 of my Minecraft survival series. I'm Lobo, by the way. Hi, it's nice to see you again. Today we're going to continue with Project Altered Beast. We're going to work on Project Altered Beast Phase 2, if you will. And I think I'm actually going to leave the title Altered Beast for now because that was one of my favorite arcade games growing up when I was a wee lad. Anyway, today we're going to start with a ship build. And I don't want you to get your hopes up because it's not going to resemble a ship by the end of today's episode. I can guarantee you that. Right now, I just want to get a workable section of the hull in place so we can work on today's actual project, which is going to be an AFK catch and release fish farm. And as you know, Lobo's a friend of the animals in this world. I don't kill for food or otherwise, and the same goes for fish. Even though they're not like an actual mob, like you don't see fish swimming around, not yet anyway, we're going to treat them as if they are. And when we catch them, we're going to release them back into the wild. And we're basically using the farm just to get some awesome stuff. So let's dive right in and we'll get started. As you can see, I did some prep work for once. I actually did some prep work. And over here, we do have 2 chests ready to go. We have this chest right here, which is going to be more for our contraptions, and this one for the actual build, which you probably won't get into this chest too much aside from, you know, the basic stuff. We have a bed and a crafting table as well. And we also have a bat joining us for today's build. Hello. Hi. Anyway, let me go ahead and preface this build by letting you guys know I don't have too much experience with boats in real life. My experience with ships comes mainly from watching Jaws and Pirates of the Caribbean, and this build is going to resemble Pirates more than Jaws because, you know, fish cannons. Cannons, we'll just go with cannons for now. If they had cannons and Jaws, now I guess that wouldn't have made their lives any easier because of surface tension of never mind. In the future, we'll probably end up doing a dock over here somewhere in this area. We're going to work our ship in right about here. Ignore the sugarcane along the shoreline for now because that's going to be replaced by dock eventually as well. We'll have a whole little seaside area done. Right now, we're just going to focus on the hull of this ship though, and I think we're going to use wood slabs for that. We're going to use a lot of half slabs in this build because the interior, at least, is going to be very dark and very cramped, and I don't want anything to spawn in there because that would be very, very bad for me. You know, let's go ahead and get started. Let's get started. Alright, so this is the basic shape of our hull pretty much done. I kind of zoomed through that real quick because there's nothing really important. What you see is basically what you get. We didn't do anything really to the outside of it. But I think we're going to get ahead and get started placing our cannons in along the sides here. And we're going to use droppers for that. So let me go ahead and grab some of those real quick. Alright, and what these droppers are basically going to do is drop our fish back into the ocean or the lake. It's not really connected to the ocean yet. We do have to do that eventually as well. And, you know, it might not be super exciting since they won't get launched out, like launched out, but, you know, they should have some forward momentum and it should look pretty entertaining. I think we're doing 5 on each side. This side is the only side that's going to be actually operational. Are there 5 fish or are there 4? I can't remember. Right now, I'm just taking these dark oak planks and I'm just filling in the gaps between each of the droppers, each of the cannons, and we'll go ahead and go around the whole thing. And the only reason I'm doing this right now, it's not for looks. It's just because I'm going to run a redstone line on top. But before we get started with making our droppers operational, I'm going to go ahead and work on an item sorter that's going to filter items into these droppers first. And this is designed by Impulse SV from a few years back. So I'm not going to talk through this at all. If you want to know how this is done, I'm going to put a link to the tutorial in the description if I can find it. So check that out and, check out some of his other videos because really cool stuff. He's one of the hermits on the Hermitcraft server. And the fish farm we're actually going to build is by another hermit, Exumavoid. And if you're not familiar with Hermitcraft, I highly do recommend that you check it out. Watch this video first. Watch all of my videos, and then go ahead and search that in your spare time. But yeah, the reason why I'm going to use somebody else's design, and I normally don't like to do that, is because I'm not super familiar with with the mechanics of each of these systems. So I'm not going to try to put my own spin on it. My own spin is connecting them together and using the sorter to basically just sort out fish and fire those into the water. That's my only take on it. And this is actually going to be the very first AFK fish farm I've ever built in Minecraft. I've never had a need to before, because my play has always been very casual. I'm just getting this redstone in. I'm trying to talk and do this at the same time. Anyway, my play has always been very casual, and I've realized watching these videos back that casual play isn't always the most fun thing to watch. It took us 4 episodes to even get armored up, and I think this is episode 8. By this time, we've only got one real build, like semi-complete, and we have 1 farm to show for it, and that's craziness. So moving forward, I think we're going to show a lot more aggression. We're going to try to get a lot more done. We're going to I want to see progress, and I want to see progress happen fast. And I think that would be better overall. I don't want this city to take a year to do, because with the editing and with, everything else, these episodes take a lot more time than just normal play. But yeah, I think that's the redstone portion of the item sorter pretty much complete. So now we can go ahead and start work on the storage system. And as far as the storage system goes, I think we're just going to come down this little hallway right here. I don't even know if you want to call it a hallway, a corridor. We'll call it a corridor for right now. And we'll put our chests on the inside between each of these modules right here. So we'll have a total of four areas for storage. And we'll probably do, let's see. That looks awkward. That's really throwing me off. Let me put some slabs in here real quick. Anyway, we'll probably do, let's see, 4, 8, 12. Yeah, I think we're going to do a total of 12 chests in here, so we'll stack them 3 high. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that, and I'll meet you back here in a few minutes. We'll get these last 2 in place right here, and then we'll start on our hoppers down the back. And I think, where would be the best place to put them? I guess it really doesn't matter too much. So we'll just run them along the side right here. And basically what we're going to have as far as item distribution is we're not going to sort these ones. These ones are just going to go in the chest as is. And then we'll just look through it, since the trash will be mostly filtered out by our cannons. But we're going to distribute the items to our cannons and to our storage chests using water streams over ice blocks. And I'm kind of sketched out on the ice blocks because I don't know how much light it takes for them to melt. So I think maybe I'll go ahead and just kind of block off some of the light reaching them right now. Yeah, I'll go ahead and run a track for the ice around here, and then we'll put the ice in once I get that done. And I know I wouldn't have this problem with packed ice, but the problem is that I don't know where to get it. I'm not too familiar with the layout of this map. I don't know if there's an ice spikes biome, and if there is, where to find it. So I think this will work. I think the actual just regular ice should work for this, just so long as we're careful with it. And I said it was going to be dark anyway. This is one of the main reasons why it's going to be dark in here, and why I'm spawn proofing the ship in other ways. Alright, so we've been at this for a little while now, and none of the ice has melted yet, which leads me to believe it's not going to just expose to direct sunlight. So I'm going to leave the top open for right now. We'll get the rest of the track in place, and then what we're going to do is we're going to get started wiring up our cannons. But before we start with our cannons, we need to get rid of these blocks I put in to kind of hold the ice in place in case it did melt, which ended up not being necessary. So what I'm going to do is just dress up the outside a little bit. We'll just put these upside down stairs in right here, because they are going to be there anyway, I think. And I'm going to be in the water. Actually, you know what? This might be easier to put them in like this. I mean, even bobbing up and down, this isn't so bad. And then over top of the cannons, what we're going to do is we're going to put stairs upside down, or right side up, actually. It'd be right side up. So we'll just go along like this, and we'll get those in place. We'll take out the blocks behind them, and then we'll get our redstone in. All right, so last couple blocks, we'll go ahead and start putting our redstone down. And this is why I was worried about the ice melting, is because there's going to be redstone right behind it with no buffer to protect it. But I think we're going to start by putting a repeater down right here, and then we're going to run our line all the way down to the end. And I think the strength of the repeater should cover the whole thing. But yeah, as you know, redstone and ice don't mix, or redstone and water don't mix. So hopefully that'll be good. Let's go ahead over here and test it out. We'll put a lever down. And does that reach all the way? Yes, it does. All right, so we're good on that. All right, so that's the majority of all the under the deck stuff done. And I think we're going to go ahead and start on our fish farm. All this stuff is actually like super easy. It might look complicated because it's all crammed together in one area, but it's like one simple concept after the other. So I think we're going to go ahead and start on this fish farm right here, which is going to be inside the captain's quarters. So the first thing we need to do for that is we need to go over here and connect the dropper from the fish farm into our water stream. So I'm just going to place that right there, and that'll shoot it out into the water stream. And we can go ahead and throw a hopper into that like so. I may have been a little early with that. I'm just making sure we're centered here. All right, there we go. And as I mentioned earlier, this fish farm design is based on a tutorial by Azumavoid, and I'll post a link to that tutorial in the description, along with the link to the tutorial of the item sorter by Impulse SV. And because it's not my design, I'm not really going to talk through it because I wouldn't feel right. It's somebody else's work, and also because I would have no idea what I'm talking about. So right now, all I'm doing is just getting everything in place. And, I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you back here in just a few minutes. So like I said earlier, this is the first fish farm that I've ever built in Minecraft, so I think it makes sense to kind of give it a test run before we move further, because I don't want to get through everything else and figure out that I did something wrong with this and have to go back and try to redo everything. Okay, so we got something. We'll try to get one more thing, and this should put 2 items in our dropper. So we'll go ahead and anytime now. All right, so that should be 2. So we'll go over here, we'll check this out, and hopefully that works. There we go. We got a enchanted fishing rod with cursive vanishing. Oh, but we do have a mending bow, so that's awesome. All right, and the next order of business is to get our dropper in sync with our fish farm. That way we can shoot items out into the water stream. So I think what I'm going to do is, instead of tying our dropper into our existing wiring like my original plan was, what I'm going to do instead is make a redstone clock. Excuse me. Anyway, like I was saying, the reason why I'm going to make a redstone clock is because I think if we tied the dropper into our existing wiring, there would always be an item left in there. I mean, theoretically, I don't know if my logic's wrong on that or not, but it would activate every time we caught something, which would mean there would always be that one item we just caught still in there, right? But a redstone clock will just repeatedly activate the dropper, shoot out any items that are in there. And also what I can do is I can tie it into the rest of the droppers on the side, so that we have all the droppers on our ship firing at the exact same time. And, this dropper will shoot an item into the water stream. The other droppers will take the fishes that enter their system and shoot them out into the cannons, all in unison. All right, so now that we've got a path to run our redstone, all we need to do is dust. So let's run this right over here. We'll connect that to our clock, and we'll jump over this way. We'll try to connect that to our dropper. I don't think we can quite get it from here. So let's go down here. We'll run that into our dropper. And that sounds like it's working. To test it, all you really have to do is throw a item into our fish farm right here, and it should pop out right there. Awesome. And to power our cannons, we'll just splice this line into this redstone circuit, and we'll run it around the corner here, and we'll see if we can connect that up to our droppers. Yes, and they're all firing. There we go. The next thing we need to do is get our water stream in place. So I have my infinite water source right here. We'll go ahead and we'll throw a source block in right in front of the dropper. That'll run up to that sign. What the sign's there for is it prevents this water from running backwards, and the ice is going to carry it across that gap. So we'll go ahead and do the same thing right here. And then once we get this done, I think we can go ahead and just finish setting up our sorters, and then we can test out our system for real. So as far as setting up these sorters go, all we really need to do is figure out an item, such as netherrack, that we're never going to catch while we're fishing. And we'll just fill out these last 4 blocks. And we'll do that for each of them. And then we'll come back and we'll figure out an item to put into them that we can sort out, since we don't have any fish right now. The stairs right there just gave me an idea. So we'll probably end up using various bits of wood for that. All right, so all our test items are in place. We have dark oak stairs right there. We have oak slabs right here, oak wood right there. We have dark oak slabs right there, and oak stairs right there. So, wooden items should get shot out into the ocean like that. That is awesome. Okay, our cannons are operational. I did not mean to do that. Let's put our water back in here. Hold on. So the individual components of our system all seem to be functioning properly. So now I think it's time for a full test of our AFK fish farm. As you can see, I've slabbed over pretty much everything here to prevent stuff from spawning behind me and killing me during this AFK session. I didn't want to use torches. I'm still scared of the ice. And our cannons are still full of wood, so that way nothing gets filtered out. So they should be completely non-functional during this time, which means we should get some fish in our storage chests down there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put 1 hour in the clock. I'm not actually going to leave my desk here. I got some other work to do, and I'm not sure how long this fishing rod is going to last, the durability of it, so I'm going to keep an eye on it as we're going along, but I will see you guys in about an hour. All right, so we didn't quite make it to an hour. Oh, welcome back. Welcome back. We didn't quite make it to an hour. It's been about 45 minutes and 15 seconds. Let me fix this. Okay, that's much better. It's been about 45 minutes and 15 seconds, and I decided to call it. I didn't feel comfortable AFKing any longer because the durability of my fishing rod was running a bit too low for comfort. So I didn't want to risk losing it, so we're just going to call it there. 45 minutes. And yeah, we'll go check our storage system. The half slab seems to have worked just fine. Nothing spawned up here. I'm not dead, which is awesome. Let's see if the same stands true for below deck. So it doesn't look like we have any creepy crawlies spawning down here either, so we'll go ahead and check what we got. So we do have our fish, which means we can go ahead and load up our cannons with their proper items. There's only 4 fish, so we do have an extra item or extra cannon in case we do want to get rid of something else. Let's see. So as far as we got a breaking lure 2 fishing rod, a power 4 flame 1 bow. That one's actually pretty cool. We're going to combine that with our current bow, I think. And if we get another power 4, we can actually make it a power 5 flame infinity bow. Let's see, what else do we have here? We have boots. We have a mending bow with Curse of Vanishing on it. Yeah, we're going to leave that one alone because we have a better one that doesn't vanish when we die. Let's see, Enchanted Books, pretty cool. See, another fishing rod. Efficiency, sharpness, punch, and breaking. Okay. And see, saddle, another bow. Curse of Vanishing book. We're going to leave that one alone. We're not putting Curse of Vanishing on anything we've got. A couple other bows. Oh, a mending bow. So this one is looking pretty cool. Yeah, we're going to stick with the other one, though. Let's see. Flame and Unbreaking. Oh, we have a lot of flame bows. That's cool. Let's see. Curse of Vanishing. And let's see. Punch, Power, Smite. Okay, so we have a Smite 4 Enchanted Book, which, we might make a weapon like geared towards killing wither skeletons. Let's see. Flame and Protection 3. Another flame book. Power 4 and Punch 2 and a saddle. So, one thing I noticed we didn't get is leather. I thought you got leather from AFK Fish Farms. I was really looking forward to that, but, maybe we just didn't stick to it long enough. Maybe we weren't AFK for long enough to catch any, which is fine, So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and set up our item storage properly. We'll get our fish in there. And then after that, we will probably head back into town for a little enchanting session. All right, so let's go ahead and get our item sorter sorted out before we do anything else. We'll take this where is it? There it is. Okay, so we'll take this one, we'll throw these fish in there, and then we'll go to this next one right here, and we'll throw all the little Nemos in there. And then we'll go to this one, we'll throw these red guys in here, and these yellow guys in here. I think these guys are actually used for potion brewing. I've never actually done that, but they're fish, so they can go back into the wild with all their friends. And as far as this last cannon goes, I'm not sure what to consider expendable at this point. So right now we're just going to put a block of ice in there as a placeholder. And later on we'll figure out what we can stand to get rid of. But yeah, for now that's just going to stay in there. Let's make sure all these fish are getting shot back into the water. All right, cool. Looking good, guys. We're looking good. Now, I decided to double check this because I wasn't 100% sure, but yeah, you can't have infinity and mending on the same bow, which is unfortunate. I think they did that in an update not too long ago, but I did not mean to do that. All right, well, now we have a power 4. We added power 4 to our bow, which, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's just not the way I intended to do it. But we can go ahead and add this other power 4 flame, and then we'll have a power 5, punch 2, unbreaking 3, flame 1, infinity 1 bow, which is a pretty awesome bow. I should have named it before I did that. Oh well. And yeah, the next thing the next thing I need to do is just repair my fishing rod. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that. And we'll do another AFK session, and hopefully we can get a mending rod so I don't have to keep repairing them. All right, guys, here's the thing. We're going to flash forward in time a little bit because I made a little boo-boo. We did get a mending rod, and I was so psyched when we got it that I forgot to hit record as we skipped on over to town and did our enchantments on it on the anvil, whatever that thing is called. And but we do have it, and as you can see, I've got plenty of levels. We've actually AFK'd for about 6 hours now. So we'll go ahead and go over to our storage system, and we'll see what we've got in those 6 hours of AFK. All right. So we'll come down here. We'll check out our enchanted books. We have protection, power 4. We have smite again, so we can do smite 5, which will be really cool for taking out that wither. Let's see. We have leather. We finally have leather, which is cool. Punch, protection, punch. What I'm really after, what I'm looking for, is mending. That's what I really want. That's the whole reason I built this farm, is because I want mending on all of our gear, our armor, our sword, our weapons, our tools, everything. I want armor. That's what Project Altered Beast is all about. I want mending to have the best enchantments possible on all our stuff. And I don't see it in this first chest. We do have looting though. Looting is going to come in handy. We can put that on our sword. Let's see. What about this one? We have sharpness, unbreaking. We have a bunch of random stuff. Okay, sharpness, efficiency. Checking out our books mostly. Those are what I'm really interested in. Another smite book. We could do smite a couple times over. And let's see. We have Frostwalker. Frostwalker is going to come in handy when we do the outside of our boat. Another looting book. Cool, cool, cool. Let's see. What about in this one? Come on, mending respiration. Power, knockback. We have Silk Touch. That's pretty cool. Luck of the Sea. Let's see. Any other books in here? Another Smite Flame. All right. So no mending in that one. Do we have anything over here? Just a bunch of random stuff that fell in. All right. That was from a test, I believe. All right. So no mending books, but that's fine because we did about 6 hours of AFK. We've got 3 chests full of stuff. And I even checked the hoppers in the back, so I'll go do that after I finish recording this clip. But we did 6 hours of AFK, got 3 chests full of stuff, which means with 12 chests, we have about 24 hours worth of total AFK storage, which is pretty cool. I'm sure we'll get at least a couple mending books in that time. You know, Project Altered Beast is really, really kicking into gear here. Like, we are making such progress, which is really cool. That is all the time I have for today's episode, though. So if you did enjoy it, please consider liking, subscribing, and I just want to thank you guys for hanging out with me again today. I really do appreciate it. I had a whole lot of fun. And, if you like what you see, please continue to watch. These episodes come out every Saturday currently. I'm not sure if I'm going to do more than 1 episode a week at this time. It's kind of a busy season right now. But yeah, I just want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. And until next time, I'm Lobo, and I'll see you guys later.